Hi, welcome to another program. Today I choose a topic about climate change that poses threat to economy. And why I choose this because I was reading in some articles from the New York Times, and one of the article was about a group of investors which holds a turnover of $1 trillion, had or have written a letter to FED and to SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, and asking them to integrate climate change into their mandates. What does it mean? Asking them to apply some measures against the companies where they are going to openly, transparently suggest what their gas emission ratios are, or they are going to ask them to take more measures against the climate change and against the toxic gases that they are leaving into the air, or they will be less harmful to environment. Why it is important? Because it comes after the COVID-19. Now we are understanding how nature is going to act upon us in unexpected time. It gives a huge amount of risk to to all of us, but including the investors, because these group of people or investors are consisting of pension fund companies and other major investment companies. Why they are interested with this? Because especially the article suggests like a region of United States like South Florida, where it's very close by the ocean. If the sea rises with a couple of meters up, it's going to cause a lot of disrupt to economy, because the houses will be under the water, it will be disrupted or damaged. And also some of the factories or the manufacturers are going to be also having quite big damages. So this is going to cause a great disruption to economy, and it's going to also cost a lot of dollars to economy. Therefore, the investors are asking uh, Fed and also the Security and Exchange Commission, shortly called SEC, to take measures against the companies, to ask them to integrate their risk into their mandates, to suggest that they are going to take more measures to fight with the climate change, especially when we are now remembering that the UN has been applying the Sustainable Development Goals with 17 targets. It's very important for not only developed countries, but also developing countries to reach their target. But the question after the COVID-19 has arisen, a concern to most of us. Is it possible for especially developing countries to, to, to get their targets by end of 2030s, where the UN or all the countries under the UN have already agreed to reach their SDGs targets? Now it seems not possible. That gives a big concern. What now is supposed to be done? Are they going to extend the duration from 2030 to 2050s, or are we going to, or developed countries, let's say, are going to support these countries? Now everything is started to be under a debate, and it seems it's going to continue a little bit more. Our own projections suggest that the developed countries are not in a position to support the developing countries with not only reaching their SDGs goal, but with OED, the Overseas Assistance Development Program, or any other kind of aid program from now on as it was before. This suggests that the SDGs goals will be extended to somehow to 2040s or to 2050s is most probable scenario that's going to happen in future. But leaving it aside for now, this makes me to think what will be the position of Turkey in that regard. Now, Turkey is very, I would say, fortunate with the geography. The mainland is Anatolia, or let's say on the Mediterranean, and or Mesopotamia, as you might be aware, and it's really fruitful. There are most of the fauna in the global system can be also found in Mesopotamia, including all these animals or livelihoods and all the faunas, and the areas or the weather is really good for all the agricultural purposes. So Turkeys or the Turkish people are really lucky about it. but it doesn't mean that Turkey doesn't have climate problems. According to statistics, in 2000 year, Turkey has 140 extreme weather events. As of 2018, it's a little bit more than 600. So it's like fourfolds in 18 years. And this is a great example how the climate change has started to affect a Mediterranean country like Turkey. I remember when I was a child, I never heard about anything like hurricane, tornado, or these kind of things. But for the last couple of years, I have started to see the video shots from especially the southern part of Turkey, like Antalya, Adana, these kind of Mediterranean region, where I see the hurricanes coming up, or the tornado even sometimes we can hear or see the footage on TV. That really explains me that Turkey should be really focusing on the climate change and how Turkey should handle this problem. Now, I might, okay, I have already said that Turkey is very fortunate with the landscape, but it doesn't mean that Turkey doesn't have real problems, especially if you want to reach your SDGs in a desirable amount of time. You have to have a strong economy, because the trick with the SDG, or the difference with the MDG is the Millennium Development Goals. The Millennium Development Goals suggest the countries to reach out of 8 goals, whatever they choose. So the target is not, I would say, measured collectively, but you can measure each target individually. But SDG is not like this. Although that you have 17 targets, which is more inclusive than MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, you cannot take one, or you cannot prefer one to another. You have to raise all these targets at the same time, if possible, collectively. That means that if you are going to start to develop your industry or industrial zones, it means that you are going to give harm to environment, so it will be minus here. So it's not like, you just, in MDG, you just develop one and it goes up and the other stays as it was before. But in SDGs, once you rise one, the other goes down. So therefore, once you do or you tackle all these challenges, you have to start, or you have to implement a collective plan or an approach to how you are going to develop the country. Therefore, Turkey should really handle its environmental challenges. Although during the 1990s and 80s, Turkey has implemented the EU regulations and also tried to comply with the EU environmental impact plans, I believe that Turkey should change the route. And the main reason is because you cannot think Turkey as a Turkey or Mesopotamia. Turkey should be considered with its neighbors, because the most important problem as of today, and it will be next in decade too, is the refugee problem. Why the refugees at this moment are leaving their countries, especially because of the internal disruptions. Like Iraq or Iran, or any other places, the internal domestic fights or the conflicts cause the people to leave their countries. Unfortunately, this is the main reason. But the data suggests that even though within 5 to 10 years, most of the internal conflicts will be ended, will be resolved somehow one way to another, the problem of the drought, the problem of the floating is going to also give the even much more higher effect than the internal conflicts to these people at the region. Therefore, Turkey should, in lack of the strong economy, with its institutions such as the universities and also the agriculture ministry, with the experience of agriculture ministry, I believe should go to these countries, like I will say, including Ethiopia, Sudan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Tunis, Algeria, and some others even more, Somali, and start implementing, I would say, experience sharing on terms of agriculture and how the environment might be used. I am not saying that Turkey is perfect about challenging the environmental impact, but in lack of other countries' assistance, Turkey should fill the shoe. This is what we think. I believe Turkey has neglected so far. Turkey's OED at this moment is only concentrating on the health and the infrastructure projects, but it doesn't really challenge within the other foreign states concerning the agriculture and the environment. If we are going to tackle them too, in the long run, Turkey is going to meaningfully reduce the refugees problems in future to a much more controllable area. That's what we think it should be. Now, I am suggesting this because the COVID-19 has already disrupted all the developed countries' economy. There are a lot of various reports suggest that the developed countries' economy needs at least 2 to maybe even a decade to recover itself. Today, I was reading news about the EU, the Central Bank of EU, Lagarde, and she was implying and saying that also for 1 year COVID, the EU has to give up with a decade earning, which means that it will take 5 years to 10 years for EU to recover itself. Another example, the poverty, number of power or the people with the poverty has deducted to, I said in the last program, to 660s in terms of 2020. This is what's going to be projected. This is the same number as we had in 2017. This is a 3-year delay or a result or a cause or a negative impact with the fighting against the poverty. So from 20 to 23, we will need time to fight and recover. The problem with that, and I have said also in the previous program, that usually what we had seen in the previous years, that whenever it goes down, the economy goes down, with the V shape, it goes up. But here, it will not happen. Therefore, our suggestions, this 3 years, it's not going to take place. It will take place maybe 5 to 10 years in order to maintain the same number of people as of 2017. And so maybe we will need 5 years to 6 or 7 years, even a decade, in order to replace 1 or 2 years COVID effect. So same with the OED. The OED, which means Overseas Assistance Development Programs, the amount, even though the United States is giving like 35 billion per year, Turkey is giving something like 8 billion, if I'm not wrong, per year. This is going to also get decreased because of the COVID effect. Now, all the developed countries has to recover at first in order to start also providing aid programs as it was before. But the problem is that it's not going to also take place, or it's not going to recover quickly, because most of the economies now starting to get agreed that because of this V-shaped economy recovery is not going to place, this OED is going to only reduce, and it will recover to its previous highs maybe 3 to 5 years time at least. That's going to cause a lot of problems in the sub-Saharan countries, in the North Africa, and in the Middle East too. Therefore, Turkey should share the experience about the challenges on environmental impact programs, on the agriculture production programs, and any other programs that we had so far. Not only the health or the education and the infrastructure, but the TİKA, which is the Turkish aid program, the institution that's responsible in charge of the aid program to foreign countries, should expand this now, not only with the infrastructure or health or other programs, but including the agriculture or fighting with the environmental problems and how to protect the environment. Otherwise, this is in the long run, from now on to 10 years' time, is going to cause us a refugee problem, because the data suggests that there will be a lot of droughts, sea rising problems, and also less food, and also it's going to be more internal domestic problems because of these, because the SDGs cannot be sustained or cannot be reached. These problems will go up. The IMF and the World Bank also suggest this is going to happen. They also forecast suggest that, especially in the Sub-Saharan, the North African, and also Middle East, these problems are going to lack of food, drought, sea rising problems will rise the unemployment rates, will increase the internal conflicts or domestic conflicts, which is going to cause a lot of refugee problems, especially to European Union and to Turkey also in future. If we do not, or unless we do act now, this is going to happen. So acting now is not going to cost Turkey a lot if we are going to use our institutions in that regard. But if we are going to not act now, it's going to cost more in future. Therefore, TİKA, which is in charge of the Foreign Assistance Development Program, should act now. But I don't know whether they will. It seems maybe they will not. We will learn in future. But there is an opportunity for Turkey in that regard. While we are going to fight with the refugee problem in future, including the environmental impacts in the Middle East, it will also give or enable Turkey to increase its political influence in the region, which is also good for Turkey to increase its influence in the Middle East, which might also stabilize the region in future. So let's see what will happen, and we will also share our experience and also the results in coming months with you about this topic. We will not leave it go ahead. It's really important for us, because we do believe that environmental impact in the Middle East and also in the Northern Africa is going to cause a lot of problems in the coming decade. So if you like this video, there's a like button underneath this. You can please press on it. And if you subscribe to our channel, there's a bell ring icon over there. If you just press on it, also you will be subscribed to our channel. So once we publish a new video, you are going to hear about it quickly. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, please keep safe. Please follow the measures about the COVID. And I hope you and your beloved ones will be healthy. And but I will also suggest, or I will share just one experience. Even you might have or infected with COVID. Please do not be hopeless. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not also saying that this is really extremely difficult. It changed from one person to another, to be honest. But whatever you will be passing through, you have to always keep your hopes up and high and support each other. We will get through this. So please keep yourself healthy and safe. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Have a nice week. Bye.